convention season started pretty early this year. In fact, we started going to cons the very first weekend of 2014. I started off by going to Otakon Vegas. And overall, I would say the con is so-so. Not disastrous, but not exactly something I was over the moon about. I mean, its attendance was about 1,500 to 2,000 people. And it definitely felt like there wasn't a lot of people there on Friday and Sunday. Saturday was busier, but still, it was a lot of people hanging out in the hallways and not a lot of people attending many events, which was unfortunate because there were some neat speakers. Fred Schott was there, who's written some amazing books about anime and anime culture. A lot of the attendants seemed to be people that were either local to the Nevada area or people who were diehard Otakon fans who go to Otakon in Baltimore every summer, or maybe they also staff it. But you didn't see a huge number of people who traveled out of the area to go to this convention, even if it was in Las Vegas. And even then, the people that were there, I rarely saw a panel room full. Maybe once or twice, once on Saturday, and once on the Sunday morning. But overall, people weren't going to the panels, which is unfortunate because that was the primary programming. Another kind of downside of that was many of these panels were given 90-minute blocks, even if they only needed 60 minutes, which seems like a nice thing because, hey, now you have 30 minutes extra to talk about what you want. But as a panelist, I know I wasn't informed that I was going to have that extra time until I looked at the schedule. And a couple of other fellow panelists that I talked to had that same issue. And it can be very difficult to suddenly have to fill 30 more minutes of the time you're given if you've only planned for, say, an hour. The two events that I did notice that had a lot of attendance, though, was there was a sumo wrestling demonstration, which was really neat. They had a lot of information about how sumo, like the rules and things like that in proper terms. And they also allowed people to try sumo out for themselves and take on U.S. Sumo champions who had come for the event, and we even got to see the friend of the podcast, Mike Toole, take on the U.S. Sumo champion, and you'll see how he did in our clip right here. So yeah, we got to see that sumo wrestlers take on people trying it out for the first time, and that was really neat. It was something I've never seen at a convention before. They also, another big event at Otakon Vegas this year was the premiere of Space Dandy, a new anime that's starting to air right now. And that was one of the most filled events, obviously, because it's world premiere. Everyone wants to check it out. And that was once again a lot of fun, but it's something that I think would have been better suited for a larger convention. I know we always say bigger's not always better, but when you're having a premiere event, you want a venue that's going to have as many people attending as possible. So, a lot of people ask, though, was Otakon Vegas worth it? Was it worth the time to travel out there from the East Coast? Was it worth the price of the flight and the hotel? And my answer is honestly, maybe. We did have fun, but it's not a convention I would do every year. I mean, Otakon tried to set up some travel packages. They did have a couple discount, the classic room rate discount for staying at the convention hotel, the Planet Hollywood Hotel in Vegas. But it was still kind of expensive to do it because it's still kind of the holiday season and travel rates are up during that time. They did have a thing where if you had your Otakon Vegas badge on you and you went to buy a ticket to what they call the Buffet of Buffets, which is at least 5 different buffets at different hotels in the area, you could get this wristband that was good for 24 hours and you could use it at any of these buffets. And we were planning on using it for 4 meals. We ended up only using it for 3 because we were so full. But when you do the math, that came down to $12 a meal for a buffet meal, which is pretty darn good, especially when you're traveling, especially when you're in Las Vegas. So having that available was really cool, and it's something that's not exactly easy to do or even set up at many conventions. So the fact that you had options for affordable food and could get really full because it's buffet style is a really cool thing. But overall, a lot of us were talking and we said we had a good time, but it's not a convention we would do every single year. This would be a convention, I would say, unless you're local or you or you got a lot of money to burn because it's not an inexpensive trip, we would do this like maybe every 3 years, every 4 years, every couple times, but not enough to make it a regular thing just because of the price tag and the logistics of getting there, especially during the new year. So let us know if you went to Otakon Vegas. We'd love to hear back from you. Check out our forums, send us an email, and yep, we will see you next time.